you this morning is Howard Morgan, co-president of private equity firm Castle Harlan. Howard, thank you for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure.
Great. I thought we'd like to start out by talking about the cross-border M&A space these days. How would you characterize it?
Well, it's a very important thing for Castle Harlan. We're predominantly a North American firm, but one of the areas where we've differentiated ourselves is a willingness and a lot of success looking at more global opportunities. It has been slower, I think, in the last year and a bit. Just the number of deals transacted has been fewer. We've seen a lot. Matter of fact, part of last year we had records, broke records in terms of numbers of deals we looked at. Now, a lot of those deals have gone the route of leverage recapitalization, and many have just not sold. They've decided to keep the business, and the good news is maybe we'll have a chance to see them again.
Sure. Are there certain areas of opportunity by region or industry that you're looking at?
Well, we try to be fairly agnostic about industry. We have three areas where we've done the most, and that would be energy and natural resources, services, and equipment, general industrial businesses, and consumer-related. But then there's a whole plethora of businesses that don't neatly fit into a category, but for us they would have characteristics of market leadership, strong cash flow, good value, excellent management, and in many cases the opportunity to grow globally.
I think we had talked about an example of a transaction, Transocean. Could you talk about why that was attractive?
Yeah, so in November we closed on an acquisition of the shallow water drilling rig fleet of Transocean. Transocean's a public company, about $25 or $30 billion of enterprise value. They are predominantly deep water, high-tech, new assets. In their portfolio, they had a fleet of shallow water, older assets. We found that area quite attractive. It's not growing as much as deep water energy production is, but it's a very stable, predictable market, and in many ways, fit our criteria quite well. We have, a business now called shelf drilling, which didn't exist. The fleet of 38 rigs that we acquired from Transocean were embedded across 12 different countries, and we were able to pull those assets out, extract 3,500 employees, but build a new headquarters actually in Dubai, where there were no employees a year ago. There's now a team of almost 100. So it's been a very interesting business in terms of literally building a company. But the thesis is that there's a solid, dependable demand in the production of mostly oil outside the U.S. and reliably from shallow water.
Sounds like an exciting opportunity.
Yeah, we're very excited with it.
Sure. When I'm looking at your recent transactions, have there been any surprises in the market lately or in transactions that have come up?
Well, I mentioned leverage recaps. I think the extent to which sellers have been able to extract liquidity from their businesses without selling has been a big hallmark of the last year and a half. Now, we've also been beneficiaries of this. We took one company and recapped it 3 times, and then on top of that, an equity investor was willing, and the debt holders were willing to allow them to step in to our shoes from an equity basis. So we did ultimately sell the business, but it was not as simple as an M&A process. It was 3 recaps and a sale.
Wow.
But we are seeing that on an ongoing basis. The good news, I guess, is a recap business is a business that will probably come to market in the future. So, we'll continue to monitor these things, and
we're very looking patient for opportunities in many corners.
Yeah, and being patient, waiting for the good ones, I think.
Sure. Do you have any words of advice or any lessons learned from what's going on in this dynamic market that you could share with other investors?
Yeah, I think the lesson learned that we keep learning, keep trying to remind ourselves of is the importance of discipline. And we have investment criteria that have worked very well for our firm for 25 years. And, in dynamic markets, you want to be creative. You want to think out of the box, but you don't want to let down your discipline. You want to stay razor focused, and just the importance of that in an environment where people are suggesting you need to change and things are different. reminded how much things really stay the same. And so we're going to continue to execute on our model, and we're confident in the long run that'll work out.
Well, thank you for joining us. Great comments.
It's a pleasure. Thanks. Good to see you.
Good to see you.